Hey guys, SirVern back here, and today I am going to review slash gush about Way of the Hunter. Uh, so this is a hunting simulator with a story. Uh, Pretty much it. If you're not into hunting games, or if you think that's cruel, you're probably not going to enjoy this game. So if you're okay with those things, then keep watching. Anyway, I'm going to go over the same 5 categories I always do: graphics, performance, gameplay slash story, replayability, and then fun factor. Give them a score from 1 to 10, and then average them up. Talk about the game a little bit. Uh, we'll start with graphics. Graphics are pretty good on this game. You know, they're not like the best the PS5 can do, but it is a huge world that it renders all at once. Um, so there's a lot going on. All the animals are in like everything's populated at one time, and it is a massive map. There are there's 2 maps right now, um, 2 places to hunt, and they are huge. I've probably put in 250 hours into this game, and I have not discovered everything on the first map. So just that'll give you an idea how big they are. You can see right here that everything appears a little darker and fuzzy around the edges. That's just because I have hunter vision on. You can see footprints and uh, you'll see tracks, droppings, that kind of thing, signs of animals. So a lot of times you'll see it looking darker, but you'll see it go back and forth in this footage. And they're not going to be really spoilers in this because although it does have a story, it's nothing really spoilery. Most of the story is told in comic book. I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, graphics. I gave it an 8.75. It was tough for me. So you can see it showed a sound analysis of a black bear. These are super rare in this game, so you might see some footage of black bears. And I shoot this a few different times because I don't have the right rifle. But anyway, graphics 8.75 because it's not pushing the PS5 to its limits. Um, but it does look very good. There's some pretty scenes. I like the weather effects. The animal models are really detailed. Gun models are really detailed. So yeah, graphics 8.75. Performance. This is going to be the lowest category. Like I said, it does render the entire map at one time. The draw distance is pretty far. All the animals appear to be rendered as well and actively walking around doing what animals do: eat, drink, that kind of thing. They go about their routines. So as soon as you load in, like you can look out as far as you can see. Oh, and look, it shows like the bullet path, what organs you hit. It's very cool. But anyway, so it renders everything very far, and you can start like at your cabin and look way off into the distance and see animals. So it's a lot going on. So performance takes a hit. I don't know how they allocate RAM in this game, but that seems to be one of the biggest issues with you'll have frame drops. Like you'll zoom in and pan your environment and it'll freeze for stutter for, 2 or 3 seconds. So it's quite significant. I didn't have it crash or anything like that, but RAM allocation seems to be an issue. Maybe playing this on PC might be better, but I'm a console guy for sure. So it's not unplayable by any means. It's perfectly playable, but you will notice some frame dips and some performance hiccups. You'll see some screenshots at the end, like my gun loading on top of my head or inside my head. The scope, like if you zoom in real quick, it'll kind of what it does in some other games. It just won't look through the scope. You'll just be looking at the glass. So a few hiccups. So performance, I give a 7. Gameplay slash story. So right here you can see that it also has multiplayer. This is some random guy online in Transylvania, which is the other map included at launch. This is really the only time, and maybe one other, that I've loaded into Transylvania. There's different animals, different huge map to explore. So this game is massive. It has a whole lot to explore, a ton. The animals have realistic patterns, eating, feeding, sleeping, and you find all these places, you scout. This game is amazing. But and you play gameplay slash story. So that's what you're doing a lot. You're scouting the area. Uh, you are looking for tracks where animals go. You can see like droppings if they're recent or not. So you really have to do your homework in the game to find where certain animals like to stay, where they eat, drink, that kind of thing. And you'll eventually learn the map like the back of your hand. Like there's certain places that I go a lot, but it's pretty realistic. If you overhunt an area, animals won't return right away. So you kind of have to, cycle your hunting stands and that kind of thing. But the gameplay is essentially is you'll have some kind of mission, maybe like for example, there's one kill a white-tailed deer with one single shot to the heart. So that's not easy. Right here, you can see in the top left, um, harvest lesser scamp meat. So you'll do things like that. So you'll get in your vehicle, you can drive around and look for things and hop out of your vehicle and grab some animals like that. Or you can sit in a stand, you can stalk animals, you can even crawl up on them. So you can be stealthy, or you can be a maniac in your vehicle like I like to do sometimes and just drive around and look for stuff. It's not as effective, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. So gameplay slash story. So story. It does have a story, and it's told in like a comic book type way with voice acting. So there is no full cutscenes. That's why I docked this a tad bit. But it's essentially your granddad's hunting property, and you're taking over while he's sick. That's all I'll say. But it has a lot of unique challenges. Although the map is huge, your property is not the whole property. So there's different landowners that you'll have to do certain tasks for to be able to hunt their land, or you can pay to hunt on their land. You'll see some of the AI right here. So I catch these deer and they get confused on this bridge. They're panicking. They don't know where to go. And you can see, all that the AI is not perfect, but it is awesome. It's just you'll run into little situations like this where it's just so much fun. Um, the game is just addicting, fun. I mean, look at that monster. But anyway, so the story's there. It's cool that it's even included in a hunting simulator. I enjoy it. Some of the missions might be corny to some people, but I'm so glad they added that stuff. There was a mystery for most of the story campaign that I just figured out that was so cool. I'm so happy they included the story. So gameplay slash story, I give a 9.5. And the reason that's so high is the gameplay loop is just so addicting to me. My buddy told me I was describing this game, and I told him too. I was like, this game is not for everybody, but it's definitely for me. And this is what he said: it's definitely for you right now. So I'm studying all the time right now for school. And what other game can you go get into your hunting stand and sit there for 4 hours in real time to cycle a day? I think it's about that time. But to cycle a whole day, I'll sit there from morning to evening until dark, go back to camp. And I'm just periodically scanning my environment, looking for deer, whatever I'm hunting, bear, deer, elk, moose. There's so many animals. There's fox, badgers, ducks. I mean, a ton of different animals with different routines, different places they like to, hang out. Uh, so the loop is usually to have a mission to go tag an animal, kill a certain animal a certain way, that kind of thing. Go do that. But in the meantime, you'll run across a bear or something rare. Like look at this massive moose. Um, Look, see this harvest a moose with the trophy rating of 2 stars and or better. And I think this is where I got that one. But it is so much fun, to do that. To me, this, like I said for the third time, this game is not for everybody. But I gave it a 9.5 because it's just addicting. Man, look at this watchtower. You could just look out, and as far as you can see, you can go and you could hunt. If you see an animal that far away, you can attempt the shot. So it's a lot of fun. Replayability. So this game has a lot of replayability. So um, you have a lodge, and I'll share some screenshots of it later. And you have over 50 mounts. There may be 75 mounts. So you can taxidermy all the animals that you acquire. So you can either harvest the meat and sell it to buy new guns, that kind of thing, or equipment, more binoculars, calls, or you can taxidermy the animal and you don't get any money out of it, but you can hang it in your lodge. And see, that's so cool because you start off with a blank canvas, and everything in my lodge I have I've taken down and harvested. So you can, if you have a 4 point, you can upgrade it to an 8 point mule deer or white-tailed deer. If you have a bear, you can put a bigger bear, moose, a bigger moose. So there's 75 times you can do that. You will eventually run out of um, places to put deer. But the replayability is there. Replayability is there. Not only that, but you can do multiplayer. You know, that adds a whole nother component to it. You could work together to tag animals, and I haven't done this, but I just have some things in mind that would be so much fun, like having your buddy come from one side and drive the deer towards you, like I've done that in real life. I do hunt in real life, you know, once or twice a year, and it's not like my favorite hobby of all time, but video games are, and to have this game is just awesome. I do have one other hunting game I've tried in the past, but hunting games have just never clicked with me until this one. This one clicked with me. Um, it was just amazing. It really was. I loved every second of it. Love every second of it. I have not beaten this game. And I know I'm taking a little tangent, but I've put so much time into this game. I'd like to share that my enjoyment of the game with other people so they can get enjoyment out of it. Like I said, I've put about 250 hours into this game. A lot of it's been studying and hunting, but you know, I've completed a lot of missions sitting there, you know, reading about A&P. So, replayability, I give a 9 because you can come back to this game and put hundreds and hundreds. I've put, like I said, 250 hours, and there's a whole other map I haven't explored. And I'm not done exploring this one. I have not beaten the game. I think I'm really close, though. So I give it a 9 because eventually the game will get tiresome. But this game is becoming one of my favorite games on the PS5. It really is. And maybe it's just that right time for me. Maybe if I didn't have all this stuff to study, like I can't play, um, you know, Ratchet and Clank and just set the controller down. The controller will die. You know, it just sits there so long. But anyway, it's just amazing. I love this game. And then my last category is fun factor. And you can probably tell from my enthusiasm that I love this game. You know, I was looking through my games, and this will by far be my most played game of 2022. I got it on day one. Did I get it the first day it came out, or the first week it came out? Because it looked neat. You know, hunting games have always intrigued me, but there's this is a sandbox open world. You can call deer to you. Um, well, call a number of animals to you. You can stalk them. You can. It's just an open world, and the whole thing they added missions and trophies just adds so much to it. So fun factor is a 10 for me. I love every second of this game. It's exciting to look up and see a big old moose or an elk or a bear, fox, anything in your field. It's just so much fun. Um, so graphics 8.75, performance a 7, gameplay slash story a 9.5, replayability a 9, fun factor a 10, and that averages out to an 8.85 out of 10. And now I'm just going to talk about the game. So 8.85, right? It's not. I wish I could have given it a higher rating, but performance really does take a hit because you will notice some frame drops and you know, and they're pretty significant. So it does it every time you play. But don't let the 8.85 fool you. This is one of my favorite games I've played. The best hunting game I've ever played, and one of the best PS5 games I've played that I've enjoyed the most. Um, Notes I wrote perfect game for me now. It's exciting. No platinum. Oh, that was a huge deterrent to initially getting started. Seriously, because I looked and a lot of people were already complaining about that online. That's a huge bummer that this game has no platinum, because this just to get the gold, get all the trophies in this game is, I want to say, 500 hours or more. Uh, yeah, probably 500 hours. That's just a guess, but that's how long it would take to get every trophy, especially the way I play while I'm studying. Um, but you're going to get your money's worth out of this game. Another thing, it's $30. Okay, so it's not a full price game. Um, Comes a physical copy, so that's important to me. I have a physical copy of this game, and it's amazing. If they had a platinum, man, I would have given other scores higher. I swear, because that would have made it so much better. Um, One little critique I have: I wish there was more guns to purchase and more vehicles. So there are a number of different guns and calibers, but I wish there was more, of course. They have my 243, which is the rifle I use in real life. which is nice. I think this is the first lightning storm I ever encountered, and I probably played the game 50 to 100 hours before I saw lightning, which that'll just show you there's so much variety and depth to this game, and it's beautiful too. It really is. Um, but I wish there was more guns, more customization, because there's only a few scopes, only a few guns, but a few. I mean, there's plenty. It's fine, but I just wish there was more vehicles. There's only Jeeps. There's three different colors and like style of Jeep, and they're not called Jeep, I don't think. But I wish that there was like four wheelers, side by sides, dirt bikes. Man, to explore this in a dirt bike, or even something corny like one of those things that you could fly around. It's something, a little prop plate. That would just make it so much fun. And maybe they'll add that stuff. I don't know. There is a expansion pass or a season pass, something like that. I haven't explored what that is, but yeah, I'd be interested in doing that for sure, and I probably will. Not sure how much that is, but I did see that on like the homepage. I wish there was blinds as well. I wish that you could have like a portable blind, one of those like little tent kind of things that you could bring around with you and set up a portable blind rather than having to stalk if anywhere other than a hunting house. So that would have been neat. But these, these are nitpicks, right? The game is amazing. Um, so yeah, these are nitpicks. Um, and what else can I say about this game? Uh, if you like hunting games, if you're a hunter and you like video games, this is a perfect game for you. Perfect. You're gonna love it. I love this game. I almost feel like nostalgic already because like when I go to certain areas, drive to certain dirt roads, I'm just like, man, I love this game. I think that like I've been down this trail, I've sat in this stand, and especially with a buddy, if y'all could hop in and just hunt the day away, I mean that would just be awesome. But this game is niche for sure. Not you have to enjoy hunting probably and enjoy video games, and the two don't really match. They don't. That's just an odd pairing. Um, but I'm glad they made this game, and I hope they keep it up, make games just like this. But anyway, you're gonna get to see some screenshots here. One of which will be the cabin, some of my mount that you'll see, um, and just how pretty the game is. Along with some glitches, you'll see the gun on my head, and you'll see the scope issue. But enjoy these screenshots. That'll be enough for me. But if you've got a spare $30 laying around, go get it. This game is awesome. Maybe if you just enjoy like action games, you might like this game. But if you are a hunter and you are even remotely interested in video games, get this game. You'll love it. SirVern out.